the streets of Cincinnati. Welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and stripes. Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you rapping who day, time to put your hands up. Dingle stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beasting now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottom, bingo bottom, never stop it till the beast on feasting on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossing on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Jackpot Joey Burrow, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the number 2 team still in the country, the University of Cincinnati Bearcats, where they scared the crap out of me. I thought for sure they were going to drop us, but they didn't. We can't have that happen again or they will drop us. Now, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,405 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And as always, if you are watching on Facebook or Twitter, do me a favor. Go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscription button. Hit the bell for the notifications. And every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat, we're doing super chats. So if you like to support what I'm doing, give me a super chat. Also, it helps me find your comment. If you really want me to read it, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. Now I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave, and the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out their website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, I got a man who brings the party every time he comes on this show. He's full of piss, vinegar, energy. He's none other than my man, Evan McPhillips. Evan, what's going on, brother?
Shoot, man, that's a heck of an intro. I think anybody who met me over there at the Bengals event when we had the Jaguars game in town, I think they'd agree with you, man. Full of piss, vigor, and energy.
Oh, you were fired up, brother. It was
yes,
fun.
Sir.
I was awesome. That game was, I mean, dude, every game, even the ones they lost to the Packers have been fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's just been ridiculous. But we got to get to the news of the day. And our boy, I wish there was like a hashtag team chase or something going around, where, two guys that kept telling everybody they should draft Jamar Chase and not Sewell. But, I don't know if any of those guys existed, but looks like Chase has been racking up the awards for the Rookie of the Week.
It's I think it's working out okay.
A little bit.
I know that's a strong take to have right now, but I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only got 754 yards, the most receiving yards through 7 career games of any player in NFL history. Any. All from when they started football to now, he's got the most. I mean, so where's all these people saying, we're going to get Joe Kittle, we're going to get Joe Kittle? Well, he just went against the Ratbirds, who historically had one of the best defenses around, and I think he only got sacked once, and he torched them for 41 points.
That I think people were ready to write off Joe Burrow after that Bears game, right? I don't know why, because he was barely even at that point. I don't think I think that might have been just under 16 games that he was playing. So he had, obviously you have 2 off seasons there, but one filled with rehab and one filled with a COVID shortened off season. But this guy's coming off a catastrophic knee injury, is still under that 16 game threshold we consider a rookie season. And people were ready to write him off and say, oh, nope, 3 interceptions. I looked at the box score. He's done. He's not even that good. He's not even good. Tell me about Justin Herbert. I want to know all about him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, suddenly, a couple weeks later, Joe's gotten a little more comfortable. The offense has stopped protecting him so much and let him really take over and let him be the guy. And you've seen that thing dividends. He looks so comfortable moving around in that pocket. He was dodging rushers left and right, making big play after big play. And this was the vision, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Give him that receiver he can throw to, who can break a play, who can make a difference, who can literally make one of the best defenses in the league say, crap, we can't run what we want to run. We have to do everything different. Scrap it all right now. That's the Jamar Chase effect.
Exactly. Titus here has a question for us. Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to sign anybody at the trade deadline when it comes? Who do you think we would basically, who are we going to sign? If we were signing anybody at the trade deadline, make a trade, offensive lineman, rusher, whoever.
That's tough. Those are 2 premium positions, right? And there's just not a plethora of those guys out there.
That's kind of what I keep saying. Everybody says, pick this guy, pick that guy. I'm like, there's a reason they're out there.
Better than, your second guy on your bench right now. And not only that, the coaching staff really likes the group of guys they have right now. And I don't think they want to risk altering the locker room chemistry or doing anything unless they feel they absolutely have to. So I think barring any severe injury to anybody like Cheeto or one of their pass rushers, God forbid, knock on wood, that they would go and pursue that. I think they feel pretty comfortable about where they're standing right now.
Well, we also got Trey Waynes. If he ever could stay healthy, he is coming back.
Our $16 million corner is a bonus, right?
Right, exactly. So hopefully, which people get on him about that, and I'm like, he's never was injured before. It just happens.
Soft tissue injuries are so weird, man, because the smallest little tweak, and if you're not 100%, it's. People don't understand the force you're applying on your body to do that, to have that quick twitch. It's stressful. And if you're not 100%, even though you may feel like it, even though you may want to be out there, it's tough, especially when you're going up against those guys like Devontae Adams out there who you guys have to cover. Or Hollywood Brown. If you're not 100% in the NFL, it's tough. And I know everybody's dinged up, but if you really just can't be that explosive, it's better that he says, hey, I'm not good enough to be out there right now.
Yeah, instead of keep trying and make it worse and where he's gone for the year, So I'm not mad at it, but trust me, the guy wants to play.
Absolutely. You see him working. You see him all the time, putting in the work in the rehab.
I've seen him working his butt off on the rehab field trying to come back. So
yeah,
I'm not mad at him. It just happens. A quote great. It's important to temper our expectations. Though we haven't won anything quite yet, enjoy the dub, but stay focused on the ring. And that's the thing. I don't think the Bengals, if you look at how they acted after the game, it was just businesslike. I'm going freaking nuts, but I'm a fan. I'm not the one playing. I'm doing victory laps in my neighborhood. I'm doing victory laps at the bar. I'm having a great time. But I think their mindset is this is business. You know, we won. They expect to win. That's the thing. That's the difference. I thought they could win, but I thought it'd be, like I was telling Bengals captain yesterday, a touchdown or a field goal game. I expect us to kick their ass.
Right. Yeah, I think that was the thing. Is it was always the Bengals have a puncher's chance, but we expect them to not be there yet. And that was definitely a statement win. I heard people saying before the game, some analysts that I listened to on various podcasts, that, oh, well, if the Bengals can prove something by just hanging with the Ravens, we'll know they're legit. Well, they didn't just hang with them. They didn't just beat them. They came out and blew the brakes off them and made the Ravens look absolutely helpless on offense and defense. So that was definitely – I don't know that we can expect that resounding performance every week, but I hope that they have learned things from these close games, like you mentioned, the Bears game, the Green Bay game, these close losses that they've had. Even though they may have lost, hopefully they learn things from them that they could take and put forward into these Ravens games, the upcoming Chargers games, the Chiefs game, because I know they're not doing great right now, but I refuse to overlook Pat Mahomes and that defense with Chris Jones coming back at some point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you look at it this way too, is we're 6 points from being undefeated, 7-0. The Bears, one less interception from Joe Burrow, we win that game. And then Money Mick, I know you love that nickname. Money Mick, if he makes that field goal, we win. We're 7-0, and we're up there with the Cardinals. So that's the thing. It's not like we haven't got blown out of any game this year. We've been in every single one of them. Blackthorn here has a good point. He says Burrow, Chase, plus our defense equals Super Bowls, which I'm glad he brought that up because the Bengals defense has only allowed 128 points. That is the third best start this century for the Bengals, and it's behind the 2005 AFC North champs, the 2011 wild card team, and they're tied with the 2009 North champs. Those are some pretty good teams to be tied with and be considered with as far as Bengals history goes.
Absolutely. And we know that defense can sometimes be a lightning in the bottle thing where sometimes you get 14 interceptions and then other times those balls hit the ground and then you only end up with 6. It can be a little fluky in that sense, but when you look at things like pressures, like tipped balls, like that kind of tight coverage that you're looking at, that can help you say, hey, this defense is playing well, and there's reason to believe they can continue to do that. And, of course, there's also the offense, which obviously data from the last 20 or 30 years has shown that offense is consistently more consistent year to year, which they have a great offense and they have a great defense. So we know the offense is probably going to be like this and only maybe even get better each year, whereas the defense, if they can maintain – this kind of trajectory. And obviously they don't need to be a top 5 or a top 3 unit like they did with Andy Dalton back then.
Right.
They only need to be the 15th best unit in the NFL or the 10th best. And what they have is a really good cohesive group of guys right now where maybe you don't have the high price tag guy, but you have a lot of solid guys. And defense is a lot like the offensive line, where if you've got a weak spot, you will get picked on there. And it doesn't matter if you've got some huge, great guy in one spot, because you can typically scheme away. And certainly that limits you, but it doesn't necessarily make you completely alter your game plan. Whereas if you've got solid guys everywhere and there's not really a weak point, you're just trying to take what the defense gives you. It really limits an offense and makes life hard on them. And they've been doing just that.
Yeah, that's what we said all offseason. We don't need to be a top 5 defense. We mean top 15. Dude, right now
they have arguably
we're
top 5
10.
defense.
We're top 10, top 5 defense right now, I think, which is shocked the crap out of me.
Right.
But I was talking to you about this before we went on the air. I'm doing another Bengals watch party at Scoreboard on Shady Lane in North Bend, Ohio. So if you guys want to join and have some fun at Scoreboard, we had a blast last Sunday. Evan said he might make an appearance. We'll have to wait.
My cousin's over there, over that yonder. So maybe I grab him and his pup, and then we head over there and grab a couple drinks for the day. Watch a little Bengals.
Sounds good to me, brother. All right, Paul says, and he's asked me this a couple of times here, or he's making a statement. He said they should call the Dolphins to make a trade for Xavier Howard. I don't know.
It's tricky, right?
Yeah, that's where it's not that easy to just go, hey, we're going to trade for this guy. I'm like, okay, who are you going to I don't know.
That's the thing, is who are you going to give up that's a valuable asset, because they've got one of the best man cover corners in the NFL right there. I always have a bit of an issue with trading away assets and then promptly giving a guy a contract extension or a raise, which is something he's seeking, which is why he's on the trade block. That's kind of dipping into your resources pretty heavily. You're already paying a position that tends to fluctuate a little bit in terms of who are the top 5 corners this year versus this year versus this year. It can differ, right? They're
Right.
still really good corners, but maybe not the top 5. Maybe they're 15 or 20. When
The thing is, the secondary is playing really good.
right,
I mean,
and that's
Eli
the thing.
Apple, everybody got on Eli Apple, and he's actually done really well, I think. I mean, he's not a Pro Bowl corner, but
Right.
have you heard his name the last couple of weeks? I mean, Eli Apple's been playing
he's
really
been
well.
playing well, absolutely,
Yeah.
the last couple of weeks. And when you think about, they have $7 million in Cheeto this year. They have $16 million in Trey Waynes. And then if you want to bring Xavier Howard in and suddenly he wants 19 or 20, then all of a sudden you're paying $45 million to your cornerback room when you already are one of the higher paid defensive units in the league. So I just don't know in terms of assets that you have to give up and then cap space you immediately have to pay to him. I don't know if that's something they'd be interested in.
And like I said, I can understand it if that was like a beep, beep, flashing light. Okay, we got to fix this. Right now, I don't really see a position that we have to fix. I mean, yes, we can always improve the offensive line. Yes, we can always improve this, but it's not things that we're not going to win because of this. You know, I think this team is playing really good. And the other thing is this team has chemistry and they love playing with each other. So I don't really want to mess with that. When you got something going good and rolling, you bring out, not that there's nothing wrong. He's a great player, but like you said about the money and just bringing another guy in.
Right.
It's just, I don't know. It's going
People
really good
always
right
like
now.
to say, just add good players. It's football. You need good players. Stop talking about all this asset bull crap, right? The cap is fake. Everything works. It doesn't matter, right? Get good players in the building. But like you said, that can mess with the chemistry a little bit.
Yeah.
And there is a point because giving up those assets precludes you from getting other good players. If you give that money to Xavier Howard, that's $19 million or $20 million a year. That could easily be a guard and a center right there for next year. A top tier center, a top tier guard. That could easily be a second round pick you have to give up. That could be something else. So you're giving up 2 starters and a draft pick to get one guy who you hope is going to continue to play at the same level at a position that tends to vary a lot.
Yeah, it could be re-signing Jesse Bates, re-signing Larry Ogunjobi.
Exactly.
I mean, there's guys that we have to re-sign. You know, so that's where I'm just.
It's a lot to give up for one player.
Right.
It's tough,
especially when it's not a glaring need. You know, that's kind of where. And I've had a lot of people on here. Well, we need to go get this guy. We need to go get this guy. I'm like, we're 5-2. Our
Logan
defense,
Wilson's playing exceptional linebacker. Cheeto is shutting down receivers, looking like one of the better corners in the league this year out of nowhere. I mean, Jesse Bates is one of the best safeties in the league, and the defensive line is getting pressure better than they have in 6-7 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see, like you said,
Trey Hendrickson.
Sure, you can get a little better everywhere, but there's a lot of teams that want that.
Right. I mean, Trey Hendrickson has been a godsend. He's way better than, because everybody, a lot of people said that he was going to be a downgrade from Lawson. Bull crap. He's been an upgrade.
He's going to be the first Bengal to get over 80 pressure since Geno Atkins in, I believe, 2015.
Nothing against Carl Lawson. I love Carl Lawson, but Trey Hendrickson has been balling out. Ken here says, I believe in the front office and the coaching staff to make the correct calls on trades and picks. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying that, LOL. But look at what they've done. And that's kind of what I've been saying about the drafts. The last 2 years in the draft, Duke Tobin has hit on everybody. Who had the last 2 years, who has he hit on?
Well, I would say Drew Sample was the only
All right. Well, that was 3 years ago.
But that was a read. I understand. I get it. I get it.
2020, 2021. Those 2 drafts we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Those he's hit on every. Yeah, Drew Sample. I'll give you that one. Yeah.
Right.
That was a little too high.
More of a value thing. I don't think Drew Sample's a terrible player.
No, he's not a second round pick. No,
maybe a little eager.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But then you go to all the free agency guys.
But yes.
Except for Trey Hendrickson, which they hit on him. He's a good player. He just got hurt. Everybody else is contributing like crazy. It's
right. Yeah. I mean, Larry has been huge on that interior next to Reader.
Yes.
It's really, I want to say it's underrated, but people like Jake Lisco especially have been very effusive of his praise and how well he's played. And I still feel like he's not getting enough credit because he really has been a breath of fresh air for somewhere that the Bengals have been desperately needing. Not just the defensive line, but the interior over the last couple of years has just been weak. And so seeing how stout the Bengals were against the run. We can talk about the value of the run, whatever, but it was very nice to see how well they've played the run. And you could see that and how disciplined everyone was in all the option reads and all the option plays they had in the Ravens game. They were locking everything down, eyes in the backfield, not getting faked out. It was great. You could tell they were coached, they were prepared, and I was remarkably impressed. Can't say enough about
for them to keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket. He only had one where he really broke out and ran it about 5 or 6, 7 yards, maybe. That was it. The rest of them, they're all keeping in front of him. One of them I was really impressed with was Sam Hubbard. He went past Lamar. Lamar stepped up. He bust ass, comes back around, and Lamar basically runs right into him, and he sacks him. Those are plays. That's just a freaking hustle play, and knowing that I got to get there. That's open. I got to get there and make that play for my teammates, and he stepped up and did it. One thing I put on here, we're talking about the cornerbacks here. I hope this happens, but the way the Bengals are playing, I don't know if they'll pick low enough to get Sauce Gardner. I would absolutely love to get him. But that would be the thing that I would think the Bengals will do in the draft, trying to get a cornerback. But we got a ways to go for that. But
right, yeah. We're not under 500 right now. We don't need to worry about the draft until the end of the season. All right, let's take one season to just push that to the back burner.
Right. All right. Real quick before I let you get out of here, do you think Sunday's win was Zach Taylor's biggest win, bigger than last year beating the Squealers or beating the Squealers at home? Which one's the biggest?
That's probably the close second is that. And I think people may point to that and say, well, the Steelers were hurt and there was some weird fluky stuff going on. And sure, but you're supposed to beat the backup Bengals offensive line with Ryan Finley, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's the biggest win, hands down, not just because of the result, but they didn't look like, oh, man, they just kind of got so lucky into this, or if this broke the different – no, it was a resounding win. It was. And it was not they got lucky here, or if the Ravens just did this. No, they played their asses off. And guess what? It didn't matter. Jamar Chase was acting like one of the best cover corners in the NFL was non-existent. He was walking by him. I mean, it was silly what he was doing to Marlon Humphrey. An Alabama fan here, okay? So if anyone's going to try and give any of these guys props, I promise I will. But he got cooked. And even Marlon came out after the game and said, damn, I got beat. And props to him for owning that, and props to Chase for Robert Mays of The Athletic actually had an interesting comparison. He said, Jamar Chase reminds me of Aaron Donald. The way that he gets up in the press and can get these angles on you, and that while he's working to beat the press, he's always moving vertically, always moving upfield to the point where it's so hard to combat his moves and his speed and his verticality that the combination is just unfair and so impossible to try and cover.
Exactly. I mean, now go back to my question. My thing is, I think this is the biggest win because of everything that was going into this win. I think I'll put it this way: the win against the Squealers last year, I think that changed everything for Zach Taylor. I think that changed the momentum. That changed the way people thought about this team. I think it changed the way the team felt about themselves. For them to be able to beat the Squares with how injured they were, no Joe Burrow, stuff like that. But this game, this past Sunday, right now, I think it's the biggest win because you go from okay, yeah, the Bengals are pretty good. We'll see what happens, to wow, the Bengals are really good. We're they might make the playoffs to now they got a great shot at making the playoffs. They're number one in the AFC North, or number one in the AFC in general. So I do think this is the biggest win in Zach Taylor's coaching career so far. I hope there's bigger ones that come on down the road.
Oh, yeah. Everything, well, like you said, everything on the line for that game. Like you said, the head of the AFC North, AFC, really announcing yourself what people probably believe to be a year early. Hey, we're not to be taken seriously, so you better go back to your schedule, take that little W you got next to the Bengals, and maybe erase that and reconsider really hard about whether you think that's going to be the easy W you thought it would be in your team total.
Exactly. All right, man. Well, it's about almost 6 o'clock. You say give me a half hour. I'll let you roll on out here. You got anything coming up, or your Twitter handle, or anything you want to promote here while you're here for a little while?
Yeah, man. You can follow me at my personal account at McPhill. Got plenty of Bengals new just stats going on, some Bengals commentary. Always retweeting some good Bengals content creators out there trying to support you guys. And we also got a new Bengals account starting up, Bengals Stats.
All
So
right.
going to be
Ooh,
trying to
I like that.
going to be trying to centralize a lot of the Bengals stats, kind of everything I see out there that's going to be Bengals related stuff that maybe are different metrics than we've been talking about in the past couple of years. Just trying to introduce people to new metrics, kind of new ways and perspectives to look at the Bengals, and just one nice place for you to go, hey, I'd like some stats about the Bengals, let me see, and then you can just pop over there and see what's up.
I will definitely be hitting that up because I love stats, because especially when I talk about them on here, I like to be actually know what I'm talking about. So I will definitely be hitting that up. It's called Bengals Stats. When is that launching?
Yeah, sure. I actually just got that up, I believe, about a week or so ago, and have kind of put a couple starters out there, a couple tweets out there just to get started. The one that really kind of took off that Dolphins fans weren't happy about was the one about Jamar Chase having more receiving yards than their than their trio of wide receivers. They said was better than the entire receiving group.
Oh
You
God.
can imagine they were not very happy
No.
about that, and they wanted to give every excuse in the book. But that's at Bengals Stats for anybody who wants to go check it out, and we'll be trying to keep sending out those stats and keep you guys informed and entertained. So everybody go give a follow. I'd really appreciate it.
There you go. Check out at Bengals Stats. All right, Evan. As always, it's a blast. We'll definitely have to do this again sometime. And
oh yes, absolutely. It's in the near future. Absolutely. I love coming on. It's always a good time. I wish I could have stayed for a little bit longer today, like I usually do.
You're a busy guy. I know. Stuff happens.
Hey, that's where we're in high demand. And try to keep it that way, until people find out that I'm full of hot air and everything else. Dude.
They're like, wait, why did we listen to that guy? Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Wait, I saw that guy. Did he just drink 18 Bud Lights? I think he did. Wait, is he?
Oh,
that's sorry. The guy we're listening to. Okay. All right. Yeah. Maybe we'll think about that again.
Well, it's better to do 5 shots of Hennessy or whatever that geez, what Beast Mode did last night.
Oh man, that's too much, man. That put me on my ass before the game even started. I did pace myself at least over the course of like 6 or 7 hours. So
me too, brother. I've been on the floor.
Hey,
all right, man. I'll holler at you later. Take it easy.
All right, man. Take care. I appreciate you.
Yep. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Let's get some of the. Let's get here. All right, Zach. Jackson acted like a spoiled little brat after we humbled him. It shows who he is. Yeah, a lot of people said that he didn't go and shake Joe's hand or anybody who just left. I didn't see that, to be honest, because I was too busy celebrating myself. So I did not pay attention to that part. I know people have said that here on the show. Let's see here. Royal Flush Terry, how many wins solidifies Zach Taylor's coach now? Now he's coming back. I guarantee you. Unless for some reason they're going to lose every single game. Yeah, I think he's getting extended. My opinion. Ken, what's up? Iceman, we have to give our coaches the credit. They put it together against those rat birds. Yeah, totally. And I've been giving Lou Anarumo credit like crazy. I mean, I was completely wrong about him and this defense. I mean, like Evan just said, we were hoping to be, top 15 defense. Dude, they're a top 10, top 5 defense. I mean, they shut the Ravens down. They're shutting people down. They're sacking people a lot. The pressure they're getting. And let's give it to Sam Hubbard, too, because myself included said he was more of a run stopper. Well, him and Hendrickson are combined, I think, for 10.5 sacks this year. So we're getting after it on every level we can. So I'm very, very happy with the defense. Rob, I think Boyd's Pittsburgh comment applies again with the Baltimore. They just quit because we made them. Dude, Rob, when you just saw me, if you came to scoreboard like I thought you were going to come, when they put in their backup quarterback, I'm going, oh, they're throwing the white towel. They're done. It's over, baby. I'm like, holy crap. I didn't expect them to do that, to be honest. And how cool is it? Zach Taylor outcoached a hardball. Zach Taylor outcoached you. And that's not just me saying it. People on ESPN, people on national media are saying it. It's so much fun. Let's see here. What do you guys got going on? I know one thing I'll bring up here. because I do like talking about some Reds too sometimes. Actually, I like talking about them a lot, but they've really been frustrating this year. So, but anyway, I want to give a shout out to the Silver Slugger finalists. We got Votto, Winker, Castellanos, and India. All of them are finalists for the Silver Slugger awards. Hopefully, that guy at the top there, my boy Nick Castellanos, will be signed again. That would be nice, but I don't know. But that's really cool. Getting some accolades there. I know the World Series starts tonight. I don't know where you guys are at. Now, I got to kind of bring this up. I'm going to kind of steal it from Mo Egger. And he's got me thinking about this. I'm not really rooting for either one of them. The Astros, as an organization, I hope they never win a World Series again. Dusty Baker, as a man and a manager, I would love to see him win one. The Atlanta Braves, I would like to see them win it too, because they haven't been there since 1999. And they're a really good team. And Atlanta has been there so many times and hasn't won it. So I'm torn between who to root for, Houston or Atlanta. I mean, like I said, actually, I should say for me, it'd be Atlanta or Dusty Baker, because I'm not really rooting for. I won't be rooting for either one of them, to be honest. I hope they both lose, but that's not going to happen. But I'm just curious what you guys' thoughts are. I see a Blackthorn, yep, you got the Braves. I want the Braves, and I would probably be more happy if the Braves won, but I would feel bad for Dusty Baker, because I think Dusty Baker is a really good manager and a really good guy. Let's see, Rob at Cincinnati Sports Strawberry Iceman. Defense beat at scoreboard for the Jets. Man, I can't read. Yes, we're gonna have a party at scoreboard. Are you coming this time, Rob? Dean McDonough, what's up, Dean? He got a personal. I think it's the same Dean where I actually show up to his house and deliver some Jackpot Joey stuff. DMs have motors. Those guys never stop. They go 110% every play. Yes, and that is a great point, and that is something you just can't teach, and that is throughout the whole defense. I think Logan Wilson is like that. Logan Wilson has said that. I thought that was you, Dean. What's up, buddy? Logan Wilson has made a statement and said that he always runs to the ball. Oh my goodness. Not Sample. Yeah, Sample. Not Drew Sample. Cam Sample. He's said that's what he said in his interview when he got drafted. That he's constantly running to the ball. Wherever the ball is, he's not. The play's not done until he gets to the ball. Those are high motor guys. Those are high intelligent guys. I like that. Blackthorn, you say Baker will be fine. Go Braves. Come on, Antonio. You don't like stick ball? Come on, man. We gotta talk some baseball sometimes, man. Come on, Antonio. Anyway, Crown says Dusty. So that's my thing. I kind of like to see Dusty win, but I don't want the Astros to win. I just that's where I'm torn. Yes. You are new to the show. Welcome. Cowhead said he's still concerned with the Bengals O-line. Of course he is. Guess he wasn't watching a Bengals game this year or even the Ravens game, give it one sack. I doubt Cowhead has ever watched a Bengals game on the stuff he says. Our offensive line, yes. Joe Burrow got hit a lot in the first half. They were doing a lot of zero blitzes. He didn't get sacked. He got rid of the ball. Then they stopped doing it, and they didn't. They touched him one time. He got sacked one time, and he just torched them. So, again, this Cowhead, I have a hard time watching him. I try to watch him because he's national and he does news, and there's not a whole lot of guys I can stand. Actually, I like listening to Shine on Sports. If you have Sirius Satellite Radio, he's on Mad Dog. I like listening to him, and he's a huge Bengals supporter, and I liked him before he started supporting the Bengals, just to let you know. Blackthorn, you got to get out of here. Take it easy, brother. And Craig Collins, you're rooting for Dusty. That's kind of, yeah, see, but that's where I'm torn, Craig. I'm like, I'm rooting for Dusty, but I don't want the Astros to win. I'm like, so we'll see. Rob, Yes, yes, yep. We gave up the only sack against Baltimore in the third quarter with 0 on the clock. Yep. I mean, our offensive line stepped up and played great. So, I mean, that's where I keep saying everybody keeps saying, well, why don't we go pick up this guy? Why don't we go pick up that guy? Why don't we just keep what we have right now and just keep rolling with it because they're playing pretty daggone good. And Jackson Carman is improving. Now, if we ever get injured, we're going to be in trouble. Like multiple injuries, I should say. We're going to be in trouble. But the way Jackson Carman is playing and improving, and I don't think he's getting enough props for how good he is playing because you have to remember he's coming off back surgery. He's learning a new position. It's his first year in the NFL. There's a lot on his plate, and he didn't start out too good. Came in overweight. I think a lot of that had to do because he had back surgery and he couldn't exercise and get his weight under control when he came in here. Just my opinion. And he's worked his way up, and he's playing really, really good. And all this talk about Trey Hopkins, nobody said anything about him last week. I haven't heard one person say anything about Trey. And that's another thing I keep saying. I think Trey is going to keep getting better. Again, he's coming back from a devastating knee injury at the last game of the season last year, and he came back same time Joe did. You can't tell me his knee's not 100%. There's no way. That's why I think he's struggling or has struggled a little bit this offseason. But the more they play, the stronger the knees gets, the better he plays. Jackson Carman, the more he plays, the more opportunity he gets, the better he gets. And that's what this team is doing. It's like they keep gradually getting better and better and better and better. That's what you want. Do you hopefully hit the apex of the Super Bowl? That's what I'm hoping, but who knows? We'll see. Rob. I love a stud linebacker, but we really can't complain about our defense at all. I think we got a stud linebacker in Logan Wilson. I really do. I think Davis Gaither it can turn into one too. I'm really happy with Logan Wilson. He's calling the plays for the defense. He's the Mike linebacker. He's always around the ball. He's a great run stuffer. I think he's a guy that is going to grow and keep getting better and better. Is he going to turn into like Ray Lewis or anything like that? No, I don't know about that. But you don't have to. And that's the one thing that's cool about this defense. There isn't one superstar on this defense. There are a bunch of young guys that are coming together and play their asses off and always being in the right spot. And how many times over the last couple of years did we have guys, especially on the defense for Lou, we had guys that weren't where they're supposed to be. I can't name 5 times off the top of my head that the defensive players are not where they're supposed to be. They're in the gaps. They're making, and we're tackling too. That's the thing too. How many that last year? Like, oh, we can't tackle. There's so many times we missed so many tackles. We're not doing that this year. So it's just like a light switch went on to these guys, and they're playing unbelievable. And we are where we are because of this defense, not because of the offense, because of the defense. And we're going to take on the Jets here with the quarterback. Oh my goodness, why I hate when I do. I can't think of his name, but it's traded for him. He was the old Ravens quarterback. We're going to destroy the Jets. And the thing is, we were concerned, like the Bengals, hopefully they at least win 2 out of 3. We're hoping, we thought maybe they could win the Lions game, probably the Jets game, maybe lose the Raptors game. There's a very good chance. I'm 99, 95% sure we're going to be 3-0 on this road trip. And that's awesome. All right, roll the flush chair, get some baseball talk in here. Okay, the same Braves that have been a thorn in our side, especially in the past playoff appearances. Screw the Braves. I'm with you too, dude, because I'm back in the NL West days. When they started getting hot, that was right after we won the World Series, and then they went to 2 or 3 out of the next 4 or something like that, and we couldn't get past them. So I'm kind of, but I don't know. I kind of feel, it sounds weird, but I kind of feel like I should support the Braves because I do have a lot of Georgia fans that watch me. And they want to run it back, Georgia versus Cincinnati. So we'll see. Joe. Yeah, thank you, Dean. Joe Faco. Yeah, I sometimes I get on here and I'll start going to a topic and then I try to get to my point, and then the guy's name or whatever just totally slips my mind. Maybe I'm getting old. Ken, what's up? Exactly, Iceman. We need to keep developing our guys. And what about Jackson's block on Samarj's 46-yard run? He destroyed that guy. Yes, destroyed him. And that's the other thing, too. How about the game by Samarj? I mean, we're all last week, Chris Evans is our number 2 guy. Samarj played really well. I mean, we got 3 running backs that are interchangeable, and they all do different things really, really well. I mean, there's a lot to this team. Okay, Chris, we'll get back to this one. Is Xavier Sherfield, Xavier, I'll just call him X. That's what I call him when it goes by. Is X healthy again for depth? Right now, he's still not. He's been on the not the IR, but he's been on the rehab field a lot. So I think they're trying to get him obviously healthy to be our backup. But I'll find out tomorrow when I go to practice, see if he's out there or not. And then Ken, and we can't say enough for the way Spain is playing. Hey, Ken, I was a Spain fan last year. I know PFF didn't have him graded very well, but I was a fan of him last year. I wanted them to make sure they re-signed him. I mean, hell, he played tackle for us. He played in the very first game. He was only in the building for 3 days, and he played in that Titans game. I immediately respected him for that. So I always liked Quentin Spain, and I'm so happy for him. He's another guy they got to try and re-sign. So there are guys that they got to try to re-sign here in this offseason, but it'll be interesting. I do want to let you guys know, if you are still interested in listening to me talk, I'm going to be joining Josh on the Back Row Bengals podcast here about 6:30. So as soon as I get off here, if you're not tired of hearing my voice, me and Josh will be on Back Row Podcast. He's got it on, I think it's on YouTube. If not, it'll definitely be on the podcast later on, so you can check it out. Now, this is one a couple clips here I want to get from Joe Burrow before I get on out of here. And people have been comparing him to Joe Montana and Jamar Chase to Jerry Rice, which I think are great comparisons. I could not stand either one of them because they played for the Sucky Niners and beat my Bengals twice. But I thought this was a great answer by Joe. And this is after Sunday's game about the comparison for him and Joe Montana.
Let's relax. All right. Let's relax with all of that. Let me be me.
And that's just Joe right there in a nutshell. Just let me be me. I'm Joe. He's not cocky. He doesn't say anything silly. I love that. And he's kind of embarrassed by it. You see the eye roll. That's Joe Montana. He's up here. I'm just Joe Burrow. I'm just jackpot. That's kind of the way he thinks about it. And I enjoy that a lot about him. Let's see here. Doggy, what's up? Doggy has showed up to the chat. Happy New Year, Georgia Bulldogs. Those words still haunt UC fans. Dude, I know you want to run it back. I know you do. Hey, Doggy, I was shocked that they did not drop us. I thought for sure they would. I was so mad. I hate this. I hate it that I was so mad about a win, but I was pissed off because we let Notre Dame hung around or not Notre Dame, excuse me, Navy hung around, and they damn near came back and beat us. That triple option sucks. All right, let's get to a couple here, and then I'm gonna get on out of here. Mac, D. Smith still hurt. Yes, he is. He should be back sometime this year, but he is still hurt. And is the Bengals practice open tomorrow to public? Yeah, I mean, well, it's open as far as them walking to practice, and then if you want to watch practice, you got to go up on the bridge where I do, and you can watch it from there. But you can't record anything or stuff like that because they will ask you to stop. Trust me, they've asked me to stop. Kevin Jones, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Terry, yes, extend Bates and Spain. I agree with you. What's up, doggy? One more here. Now you know what it's like being a Georgia fan. Yeah, I mean, But the thing is, dude, you guys could lose a game. You guys could lose a game and still be in it. And this is what scares me. You guys need to go, when you get to the SEC championship game, you guys need to go and beat Alabama. Because if you lose to Alabama, you're going to screw us because they won't let us in. I guarantee you, because they will put 2 SEC teams in, and they won't put us in there because they have to put a Big Ten and ACC or a Big 12 team in there. So if you guys lose to Alabama, I'm going to be pissed because you're going to screw us. You're going to whoop up on them. I hope so. I hope so, dude. I trust me. I'm going to be a big Georgia fan in that game. I will be a big Georgia fan in that game. All right, guys, I got to get on out of here because I got to get on to Josh's show. So, like I said, I don't know if he does it on YouTube or not, but I know it'll be up on his podcast later on tonight. It's or later on this week. It's called the Back Row Bengals Podcast. So check that out. And I'd like to thank all the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And they are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Bearcat Nation, Bearcat Country, Cincinnati Reds, riding third, heading for home, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar, and they can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trunapole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I hope to pull off the sound later on tonight and put it up on the podcast. It wouldn't let me last night. I'm having issues with Anchor. I got to figure out what's going on with that. But they will be up there eventually if you guys like the podcast. But if you ever listen to the podcast, make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. Please download. Please leave a comment so other Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. I would greatly appreciate it. YouTubers, we're at 1,405 subscribers. That is awesome. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. I'm trying to get to 2,000 by the Super Bowl. That would be awesome. If the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, the Bengals win the Super Bowl, and Strawberry Ice hits 2,000 subscribers. That would be great. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Sports with Strawberry Ice. Get them to subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And as my boy, Jeremy Dimebag These Nuts likes to say, remember one thing, and one thing only, and that is you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati, so act like it. Houday. I guess we'll go watch some World Series baseball tonight. And other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah, stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Houday, we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Houday, when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, drippin' heat. Tigers strike the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin' Houday, time to put your hands up. Dingle stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Houday in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle drippin'. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feastin' now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that Houday muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and drippin' orange and black and white. Houday, when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move dancing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock them, yeah, we got them, yeah, we fought them. Like that black and orange upon them. Bingo bottle, never stop it. To the beast and know them. Houday rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Houday, we ignite and Get black and